You ever go to your tackle box or your jewellery box, or it could just be that drawer in the kitchen, and you're going to get one thing and you pull it out and everything else comes together because it's all tangled up? This is getting a bit like that. At first I just want to say that regarding Dawa Films' death threat, Thunderfoot was right. That's not terribly interesting, but I'll go there first anyway. I've heard lots of YouTubers defending Dawa Films. I've heard defenses like, well, he didn't actually say kill. That's a pretty weak defense, come on. I'll send you to the God you wish you knew. God's not the principal of your high school, he's not your headmaster. You don't get sent to him and then be back in class before lunchtime. That's a one-way trip. Means make you dead, means kill. I've also heard the defense that Dawa Films was responding to a threat from Thunderfoot. No, he wasn't. He was responding to the histrionic ramblings of Thunderfoot about how big the military is. Dawa Films also said it wasn't a threat or a promise. Both untrue, it's a threat and a promise. But it was also a mandate of justice that he was getting from his Quran, which is basically saying that Thunderfoot's translation, "we will kill you because the Quran says so," is utterly correct. And it's a giant gift to Thunderfoot, and Dawa Films should never have given Thunderfoot a giant gift like that. That was Dawa Films' second mistake. Dawa Films could have responded by saying, "Hey Thunderfoot, why all the yelling? Why are you trying to drive a wedge? We moderate Muslims don't want any fighting. Let's not try and escalate this into some kind of hot war. Let's get along." He could have said that. Then again, if Dawa Films was choosing the more belligerent route, he could have simply said, "Don't you go threatening us like that. We reserve the right to defend ourselves. That's a basic human right." He didn't do that. So Dawa Films could have gone with the moral high ground, but he decided to invoke the Quran instead, and the strange thing is he probably thinks that that is the moral high ground. And I find that a little bit disturbing myself. I can't follow him there, I'm afraid. Dawa Films' third mistake was trying to go after Thunderfoot's docs. That just gives Thunderfoot an excuse to polish off the wonderful little gift Dawa Films gave him the last time and parade it around again. Silly. Now what was Dawa Films' first mistake? His first mistake was responding to a troll. Never feed the trolls. Yes, trolling. You see, poor old Thunderfoot's been in a rather unfortunate position of late, not having a nemesis after Venom playing X. What's Holmes without his Moriarty? But having a go at Muslims and calling it fight for free speech is a bit disingenuous. I mean, Muslims are hardly protected in our society from speech. Christians likewise hardly. You can make fun of Mother Bloody Teresa if you feel like it, and you're not going to face much in the way of consequences. Now, if you want to find out who really has the power in the West, try saying something like, "Oh, the evidence for homicidal gas chambers at Auschwitz is unconvincing." Because free speech isn't about being wrong or right. It's about being allowed to say stuff. Why don't you make that your free speech crusade, and then see how long your academic career lasts? So you want to touch that third rail, the Holocaust third rail? Call that a free speech issue? Why not go to Germany, try it out, where they still have one of the surviving blasphemy laws of Europe. You know, a blasphemy law, the kind of law that says you can't even ask a question about certain things that we've decided by law are true. Try that for free speech. You want another idea for a free speech campaign? How about campaigning in the US or Canada now about the fact that you can't really hold up a sign without being in a cage that says free speech zone? You can't show up at a legally sanctioned protest without the cops bashing you over the head and locking you up for 24 hours, or just shy of 24 hours, because that's the maximum they're allowed to hold you without charges. There's a free speech issue. And I might grant you that drawing the Prophet Muhammad would be a free speech issue if you lived in a Muslim country where that sort of thing wasn't legal. But you don't. You live in the United States of America, and Muslim bashing right now is a sport. And now it's turned into troll versus troll. There's Coughlin trolls for Thunderfoot, trying to get some attention, finally gets a nibble on his trolling. Doesn't like the nibble he got, but can't be too surprised, can he? And is this the way it's really got to work out? Everyone's got to troll for each other, for everyone to pay attention to anyone else? Are we all just in our own little world? Do we have to fight to get along? Is that the problem here? There has to be a better way. And so, at the end of the day... Hey look, it really is the end of the day. At the end of the day, we have everyone piling on. It's one giant mess. It's what we could describe as a giant clusterfoot. And I'm wondering whether it's really useful. I don't know. It's only YouTube. Maybe drama's what it's all about in the end. But can't help thinking we could be spending our time talking about other things, and it'd be much more useful. Anyway, apropos of nothing, take a look at this thing I saw on my way home today.